Hi everybody, you're very welcome to this series of the BCM Business Corner. The BCM Business Corner is a series which we at Bullcraft Marketing have developed in order to create conversations and to talk about some of the challenges that people have in business. So today we have with us Aoife Costello. Aoife is the owner of Occupational Therapy ABC, and she is a fully online store. And so we're really delighted to have you here today. Thanks so much for coming in. So Aoife is going to talk to us about her journey so far, the challenges that she has faced, some of the issues that she's gone through, and how she has overcome them. So to start with us, maybe tell us a little bit about Occupational Therapy ABC and what it is.
Yeah, so Occupational Therapy ABC is an online store, and basically I sell occupational therapy subscription boxes on a monthly basis. So I have an option of a one-off box, a 3-month or a 6-month subscription. So I am an occupational therapist by profession, so I provide products that I would generally use in therapy sessions, and products that I've tried and tested over a significant period of time. And not only do parents and teachers just get the products, they actually get a written description of exactly how to use the products and how they may benefit their child.
Okay, so these are the OT boxes.
Yes.
So this is lots of different tools that you
exactly.
use
So
every
providing
day.
a range of different skills depending on child's needs, from sense integration to motor skills.
Okay.
So every box that I produce has a new variety of products on a monthly basis.
Yes. So this is really a huge amount of work in that there is a different box with a different set of tools, with a different set of instructions with them for parents to use with their children.
Engage their children, or for that matter, teachers.
Yes.
Like huge number of people who purchase boxes are from teachers that, especially teachers of ASD units or teachers with kids with special needs.
Okay, so tell me, so it's for children with special needs, or
so generally the focus is children of special needs, but again it does provide benefit for all children, so it's not specifically for children with special needs, but the aim of it really promotes children to engage, I suppose, in functional everyday skills. And I suppose parents that are really interested in that is children that might be slightly behind, or they might be meeting their developmental milestones. But again, a lot of people do purchase a box just because they're interested in, engaging their children in kind of functional activities that provide a purpose.
Okay. So then, the key benefits really is the improvement of
so the fine motor skills and sensory integration.
Okay, fantastic. So how do you manage the development of this new, so essentially it's a new product you're developing every month?
So I think the key thing really is organisation. I always know a month or two in advance what's going into the next month's box. So because I source my products from a variety of different sources, from in the EU and also America, I need to be very organised because shipping, and you need to take all that into account. And I suppose because I don't necessarily have a major business background, because this is all very new to me, but again, you just need to be extremely organised and have a plan in place. Don't leave anything to the last minute. And because I work as a private therapist as well, so it's just balancing all that time, that I have the time and resources to make the boxes, and keeping up to date with shippings and all of that is so important, knowing when the products are coming and that they're all kind of coming around the same time as well. And
so you started out by developing your brand before you actually launched your shop?
So I set up a social media page on Instagram probably over a year ago at this point. And that's really where the drive, I suppose, came from, because I was talking to parents and teachers every single day about the lack of resources, and I suppose a lot of people felt very lost as what products to buy for the kids, because there was no guidance there. And I also got quite a big following very, very quickly, so I was able to kind of establish like what's out there, what's not out there. I suppose as an occupational therapist, as I said previously, I have no business background, but again, this led me really to be able to carry out my market research, because I was asking my target market what exactly were they looking for, would this work, would this be something they'd purchase. I suppose I had all that research done prior to investing any money in the business. That was hugely advantageous just to have that opportunity to speak to my target market.
That's fantastic. And like that, I suppose, like going back to most successful online businesses, you're always going back to the market. You know, what do the market want?
Yeah.
Give them control, let them tell you what they want, and then give it to them.
Exactly. And it made sense for me to go online because I suppose my social media was online. I was already interacting with my target market online, and because I get such a significant following online, that it made sense to advertise online as well.
Yes.
And I suppose things are going that way as well a lot, that it's easier for parents. Like if I had a shop, I'm from Westport, so if I had a shop here in Westport, I wouldn't have the volume of people coming in, whereas my products are available worldwide, and I sell as much to America as I sell to Ireland. So without being online, I wouldn't avail of that opportunity. So for me, it was an essential part of the business to be able to.
So what's your following at currently?
So I'm on nearly 45,000 followers on Instagram alone.
That's incredible. And so that's in a year and a half?
So no, I set up my Instagram page September last year.
So just
I'm only
over
13 months. Yeah. So slightly less on Facebook, but overall I'm on nearly 50,000 between
all of the
YouTube,
time.
Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.
That's fantastic. So how do you manage your time? Like what's the... I know you've talked about, so you're doing occupational therapy as well, privately, and then running the business.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone that helps you, or do you do all of this yourself?
So well, to date I do it myself. It's something I will be looking at in the future, but I'm only in business 3.5 months, so I'm able to at this point do it myself. It does involve working extra hours and sometimes weekends, but I think that's all part of it, and it's something you need to just accept when you are setting up your own business, that it's not like working for someone else, that you have to give the time. But I also think it's easier because you're more motivated, you want to succeed, so you're more willing to give that time when you're doing it, I suppose, for yourself. But you know, as I said, I'm very organised. I know exactly what I'm doing. On a Sunday night, I can look at my diary and I know what I'm doing nearly every single hour. So I always have my private therapy sessions booked, and then I've allocated time for, you know, researching new products, getting quotes for new products, and also having time for the actual physical labour of making the boxes.
Yes. And so what's been your biggest challenge to date? What's been the hardest thing for you? I
think the biggest challenge originally was actually knowing where to start. So I had this idea and I had absolutely no idea where to actually, I suppose, begin with it. There was no, I don't know any other occupational therapists in business, so besides private therapists doing private therapy sessions and assessments, but I actually know anyone in that real business online store, and I felt like the market was really unestablished. So my piece of advice really would be to seek out advice from your local enterprise office. Without them, I wouldn't be here today. And you know, they offer, you know, one-to-one advice. So I advised another business owner, even in terms of your business plan, I was at a complete loss, whereas he gave me a template straight away. I was halfway there. And also I got advice from accountants. I did start my own business course, and also family advice. Like I'd like speak to anyone you know who owns their own business, because you know, you learn from others, and never feel like, you know, if it was someone coming to me, I'd be more than happy to share my experience. And I suppose that's the point to say as well. Like, we all have our own experience, and I suppose we all have our strengths and weaknesses in our own way. But it's really, you know, seeking help from people who can possibly have been through the process, or like an accountant who kind of knows the whole process of setting up your own business. So that was a major challenge, but again, I got advice, and without that, and then obviously I met Helen, which has really put the wheels in motion as such. And you know, having the website up, knowing how to research, and Shopify offer a lot of help as well in terms of marketing, where to source products. So between all of that, that was the biggest challenge to begin with. But again, I'm happy to say that I'm glad I took the risk so far.
Yeah, I mean, you've done fantastic, like really well. I think when your store first launched, you'd sold out in the first month, you know, and you've had a series of sellout months since. Do you find that knowing the volume that the market wants, are you finding that okay in terms of getting the balance, we'll say, between supply and demand, basically? Yeah, so I suppose every month, because I have sold out of every box so far, except I've just launched the October box now, but because of that, I suppose I've increased my supply every month. But I also have gained a lot more followers every month. So like in the last 3 months, I've gained like 25,000 followers. So all of a sudden I have 25,000 more people to shout this out to and to market it to. So I suppose it's a bit of give and take really, but overall I suppose you just need to keep on top of it and know you have that time, and you know, at the end of the day, if I do need to take someone on, I can do that. But I suppose the supply, please God, I'll keep being able to create more and also and you know, it's great because in a way it's led me on to, I'm producing more products now and more individual products. I suppose that's another, I suppose, challenge, but in a way
what I would advise is kind of don't start off and just jump in with everything. That start off quite small, I suppose make kind of your money back on that investment, and then move on to something else if that's what you want to do. But don't, I suppose, dive in and spend all your savings, and then if it's not success, that you kind of lost everything. So I'm glad that I took those kind of steps, because I'm one of those people that does tend to kind of jump in and give it everything. But I was glad, like, from advice I got, just kind of hold back and kind of do one thing at a time. But again, that's different for everyone. That's just my own experience, really.
Yes. That's fantastic, and such a success story. And do you find it isolating in any way that you're working for yourself and kind of on your own?
Yeah, so I do find it at times isolating, and I suppose I'm definitely a people person, and you know, I worked in the HSE for years, and I'm working with people every single day, especially like I was in the Occupational Therapy Early Intervention team, the Scooter team, so I was working with a range of different professionals all the time. I shared an office with 2 others, so I did take a jump from that to literally doing my occupational therapy boxes at home by myself. And also the private therapy, I'm only meeting, you know, I'm meeting parents, but again, they're not colleagues. You can't, you know, jump ideas off someone. But again, I do think it is to network, and I suppose through social media I've also done that. I have made so many really, really good people on social media that are in the same kind of line of work as me, and again, sharing ideas, and that's really important. Like, I think it's really important to be conscious of not isolating yourself. At the beginning I did feel a bit like that. I suppose I then really tried to reach out to people through social media, because I do think it can be, I think that's something people need to be aware of. It can be definitely isolating, but I mean, it's in your control as well. You know, you can get out there, and I suppose, you know, it's going to social networking events and things like that as well. Like I did an event in May in Occupational Hotel in Westport that was based on social media, and it was my experience of social media. And you know, you meet like so many people at those events. So another thing would be like to avail of any opportunities given to you. You never know, you know, who you could meet, whether it's that very relevant or not. Like, people, these are business people, and I'd always recommend like trying not to say no and really using the yes word as often as possible, even if that's out of your comfort zone.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
No, thanks for having me.
Absolutely brilliant, and so much great advice in there. You know, from a practical level. About, you know, starting small, not putting everything in there, about, you know, being a yes person and putting yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit. Even you've talked about, you know, you're in control, so you decide.
And you're in control of your own destiny as well. And there's like a lot of satisfaction from that you can really control your path. I suppose you can't really put, you know, enough emphasis on that. Like, it's so rewarding, and everything you do, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for somebody else. So your hard work will pay off for you. So that's incredibly rewarding.
That's fantastic. Well, listen, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.